what's going on, everybody? Just getting out of work. And before I got on the bike, I took a look at the old subscriber count on the YouTubes. And happy to announce that we just hit 600. We're over 600, man. When I first started this channel, I didn't think there'd be anybody subscribing other than my friends and family. So this has been a lot of fun, man. Having everybody subscribe and comment and just be part of this community that's growing, man. It's pretty amazing. I'm having a lot of fun. But also coming with more subscribers are a lot of great comments and a lot of great questions. Especially after I did my full review of the Harley Iron 883. A ton of questions started coming, which is cool. I love answering them. I feel like I gotta step up my game, when I'm answering these questions. Like, I gotta do the research and know the answers. It helps me become a better motorcyclist and helps the community as well. I mean, I'm trying to give back to the community that's been so great to me, so. But one of the questions that I get often is the Iron 883 a good starter bike? So I thought I'd chat about that a little bit today. I decided to become a motorcyclist in around 4th of July weekend in 2016. And then decided on the Harley Iron 883 around November of 2016, and finally got on the Harley Iron 883 in April of 2017. And it's almost July 2018 now, so I've been riding for a little over a year in a lot of varied conditions. You can look back at some of my videos. I'm riding in the Wisconsin winters, actually. Some rain and some really great conditions as well. So I've got a lot of experience on the Harley Iron 883. And I give you that background to just kind of describe my experience as using the Harley Iron 883 as my beginner bike. Is it a good beginner bike for you? Maybe. So this is how I determine whether it'd be a good beginner bike for me or not. And I kind of suggest you take the same path. I'm just going to be honest with you right now. I'm not going to say yes or no if the Iron 883 is a great beginner bike, because only you can determine that. And I'll get to that a little bit more later. So what I did was, once the seed was planted, the motorcycling seed, I started to chat with riders about their experience. And 4th of July weekend in Galena, Illinois, I was chatting with some motorcyclists. Decided that I would become a motorcyclist then. Then I decided, after chatting with them, that I would begin this really in-depth research. So I absorbed everything about motorcycles that I was considering buying and riding. And I know I kind of wanted a cruiser, but at the same time I wanted something with a little pep, so those two things right there put the Iron 883 into my wheelhouse. And the more research I did, the more informed I became about the bike, and all that really helped me decide that the Iron 883 was the bike for me. So what sources did I look at? Obviously YouTube was a great resource. By now I'm sure a lot of you have seen Revzilla's review of the Harley Iron 883, and that definitely helped me in my decision. But honestly, it's the reviewers who don't get paid to sell stuff that you should be looking for, I think. I'm not saying Revzilla is bad. Revzilla is great. I've probably spent more money than I need to at Revzilla. But like, where the hell is that coming from? It came from that guy. Oh, you need to learn how to counter steer there, buddy. You're a little wide. So yeah, Revzilla's good, but look for other resources. Look for the guys who are really passionate about their bikes who aren't going to tell you any BS about why they ride. They're just going to give you the straight dope, what they like and what they don't like. So honestly, sure, I'm talking about the yahoos like me, who are willing to put themselves out here on YouTube and talk about their bikes, but honestly, we're going to give you a lot of really good information, and we're going to tell you what we love about it and what we don't love about it, what works and what doesn't. And we're going to do it in depth. So on YouTube, look for guys like me. Look for guys like Tony Cox. Look for guys like D-Cycle. So what I suggest you do for my videos is look at two videos. One, look at my full review of the Harley Iron 883. And then also look at the video titled, Why I Ride a Harley Iron 883. Both those videos will be really useful in helping you in your research. This video and those two other videos shouldn't be the only sources. You should do as much research as possible. Not only on YouTube, but look at blog posts, look at other reviews online, look at all the bikes that you're considering. And while you do your research, take a look at yourself, take a look at your personality, determine what kind of rider you're going to be. Now the 833 cc's is definitely a heck of a lot more than the bikes you'll be riding in your MSF course. So just know out of the gate that if you haven't ridden before, or if you're a new rider, figure out your ability. So about the first 10 days or so of riding the Harley Iron 883 in April of 2017 for me, I was going from learning on a Suzuki TU 250cc motorcycle, pretty small bike, to the Harley Iron 883. You know, the Harley Iron 883 is at least double the weight of that bike and more than 3 times the power. So the Iron 883 for me, for the first 10 days, was a lot of bike. After riding around in my neighborhood for those 10 days, I decided to take a 100-mile ride on some country roads, and I pushed the limits each time I went out, so I was challenged, but I got used to it, and now I have a crap ton of fun on it. But for those of you using the Iron 883 or planning on using the Iron 883 as your starter bike and have not ridden before, or have just ridden in your MSF courses on small displacement motorcycles, be ready for a little bit more bike than what you're expecting. But I will say that if I can get used to it in a short period of time, so can you. As a new rider, you're really trying to find that balance. You don't want to be too overconfident, and you don't want to be too fearful on the bike. So kind of assess where you think you're going to be, and use that in determining what's a good starter bike for you. If you're really cautious and you feel like you're going to be afraid on the bike, maybe something smaller might be good. And in the same vein, if you think you're going to be overconfident and not afraid at all, maybe start with something smaller so you can have a few mistakes on a smaller bike. A smaller bike is definitely more forgiving. Another thing you can do, and most importantly, go to Harley. Sit on the Harley Iron 883. And if you have your M endorsement, start riding it. Ride other bikes. Compare those bikes to the Harley Iron 883. And use those experiences in determining if it would be a good starter bike for you. Use your experiences to determine what's a good starter bike. Get on that bike. That's really the most important. To determine whether the Harley Iron 883 will be a good bike for you. I know I chose the Harley Iron 883 even before riding it. And I know other riders have too, and it's worked out for them really well. But honestly, it's much better if you get on the bike before you buy it. There's nothing worse than a new rider who gets on a bike that's too much bike for him or her, makes some pretty serious mistakes in their first few weeks of riding or first 6 months and decides it's not for them. You know, maybe if those riders decided to start on a smaller bike, it would have been better off for them and they would still be riding. So yeah, I've linked those 2 videos that I talked about earlier down below, and in the upper right corner you probably saw them pop up as I was talking here. Check out those videos. Let me know what you think about this video, if you liked it or if it was helpful. Go and click on that like button, it helps out the channel an awful lot. Or if you have a buddy who's trying to consider a starter bike, maybe share this video with them and share my full review and my other video titled Why I Chose a Harley R883. As always, stay safe out there. Keep your wheels rolling in the right direction, everybody. See you in the next video.